Greetings fellow ukuleleans, Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new ukulele tutorial. I'd like to teach you a trick today called, I call it anyway, the pinky C trick. And all we do is, whenever we have a C to F chord change, a very convenient way to do that is instead of using the usual third finger of your left hand, your ring finger, to finger a C chord, which normally is a good idea, in this case we're actually using our pinky, our fourth finger, to finger that C chord. And what that allows us to do is it leaves our first two fingers free to grab an F chord while retaining that note C from the C chord. That's a really smooth sound. It's a nice sound, keeping that C note constant for both chords. So here's C to F with that technique. You hear that highest note stay the same. Kind of churchy, kind of gospel-y. And then if we don't do that, if we do the conventional C to F, that's also a nice sound, but it's different. So if you want to kind of smooth your C to F sound out, you don't want it to be quite as radical and jarring, keeping that pinky C going is good. So that's the first technique I wanted to show you, was the pinky C technique, changing to F especially. Of different contexts that would fit into. One of my favorite contexts is Simon and Garfunkel. They oftentimes had this lick. Paul Simon did this little lick on his guitar a lot. James Taylor kind of did it a lot too. But what it is instead of just simply going to that F chord that we were going to with the pinky C note in there, some people actually call this an F/C chord. I just call it a pinky F, but it's up to you, however you want to call this chord. It's an F chord nonetheless. So instead of literally just strumming it, what I'm actually doing is I'm hammering it on. I'm taking both fingers, my first and second fingers, and I'm slamming them down on the G and E strings respectively, getting that hammer on going. See that? I'll do a close-up here. So that little hammer-on gives you this kind of sound. Very useful sound. It could be used in Simon and Garfunkel kind of folk rock stuff. It could be used in country music, bluegrass. Very versatile little kind of technique. Guitar players do it all the time, so I figure why not ukulele players? I think we should throw that into our playing too. And there's so many songs that have the chords C and F in them that there's a lot of opportunities to do this. So this will be a real quick tip here, but I want to show you those two tricks again. We had the pinky C going to an F with the pinky added. Combined with the hammer-on F technique. You can pluck it, you can strum it, you can finger pick it, you can do it right-hand wise any way you want, but it's the left-hand technique we're honing in on. And so combining those two, the pinky C and the hammer-on, you get lots and lots of other chords that we could hammer on also, but we'll save that for a different tutorial. But today we're just really honing in on that hammer-on F chord. Rolling Stones, great rock and roll sound that Keith Richards did all the time in their music. Probably recognize that sound. Alright, ukuleleans, you take care. I hope you learned a little something from this very quick tip. We'll keep this one brief. And as always, subscribe. Be sure to click like if you truly did like this video. You can always click that notify bell up there to get notified whenever I come out with a new tutorial. And always hop on over to my Patreon page, which I always link to down below, which is where you're going to find the tabs for this and all the other techniques that I teach. And you take care, ukuleleans. Bye-bye.